So if you've been wondering what is all this talk about the gluten-free diet, then today's video you're going to love, because I'm going to share with you a little bit more about gluten, what it is, and some of the things you might want to consider. So gluten is Latin for the word glue, and it's actually a protein that's found inside some grains. The common grains are wheat, barley and rye. We also have to be careful though of oats, because they're quite popular right now, and oats tend to have cross-contamination with grains that contain gluten, both in the field and also in their production. But if you look for certified gluten-free oats, then you're absolutely fine. Now, imagine glue in the food products. So something stretchy and sticky, right? That's essentially what glue is. So when we're making things like pizza dough and you want that stretchy, that's great. Think of breads and cakes, muffins and pastries. They all benefit from that stretchy effect. But you want to know what are the symptoms of gluten on your body to understand whether you are sensitive and, in its worst case, celiac. So some of the symptoms that we see when people are sensitive to gluten is as a result of the fact that the glue, the sticky and stretchiness, has a very difficult time in passing through the digestive system. Now, we are all unique, so your digestive system and its strength can be very different to somebody else, and it can be weakened over time from various effects of things and lifestyle changes in your life. But what I want you to consider is this. The things that are sticky and stretchy, passing through your digestive system, creating a feeling of bloating or gas, this is not normal digestion. And these are some of the symptoms that people see when they are sensitive to gluten. They can tell by this bloating, this constant bloating after consuming foods that contain gluten, that they're not really having a great time with it. Then I want you to also think of some of the other symptoms like brain fog and memory issues. Sometimes we don't connect this to the foods that we're eating, but I want you to know that the brain and the gut are so deeply connected by something that we call the vagus nerve. So they're communicating directly to each other. So it might be that the information that's going from your gut to your brain and vice versa is inhibited as a result of you not eating the right foods for your body. Also, have you also found that maybe you're constantly hungry and you don't feel like you're getting the nutrients from your food? So this is a common symptom that I also see when people are not absorbing the nutrients from their food as a result of a poor digestion. And this is a result of being sensitive to gluten. Now, there are different strands of sensitivity to gluten. So when we talk about being sensitive to gluten, that's very different to being celiac. Celiac is literally your body attacking the enemy. It's having an inflammatory response to anything that contains gluten. And inflammation is actually there to support the body, to protect the body, but constant inflammation is really causing havoc in the body. And that's what a lot of people suffer. And we see things like autoimmune diseases and things like celiac, which is an extreme intolerance that's now created as a result of gluten sensitivity. So if you are thinking that you want to go on a gluten-free diet, I want to give you some tips and some things to consider. The first thing is, there are so many grains out there that contain gluten. And you know me, I always like you to think of your ancestral background. So what were the grains that your ancestors were eating? Look, in Asia, we know that Asians come from grain farmers. So rice is a fantastic grain that's naturally gluten-free. We talked about oats before, and if you go for certified gluten-free oats, maybe that's going to be a grain of choice. But there are so many others. Buckwheat, which despite its name is gluten-free. And also teff and millet are really other great substitutes. And even seeds like quinoa, which is used as a grain replacement but is technically a seed. So you can see that there are so many options of grains that you can eat that are gluten-free. I also know that there's so many companies out there now producing gluten-free products, but here's my tip for you. Stay away from those the highly processed gluten-free products, and instead look for the whole foods, the foods that come from nature. You know I talk about this a lot. Things that are made from plants, not made in a plant. These are the foods that you want to be eating, and most of those are naturally gluten-free, because that's the thing about gluten. You tend to find wheat, barley, rye in a lot of processed foods. And so when you remove the processed foods out of your diet, it's very easy to create a gluten-free diet. Now, I have a program that I highly recommend, which is all about resetting the gut, helping your gut to heal, removing the gluten and connecting the dots between what you eat and how you feel. And that is called the Good Gut Guide. So if you want to start on the journey just to test in your body, what is it that your body is really asking for and what is it saying no more to anymore, then I highly recommend you check out the Good Gut Guide, and you will see that in the link below. I would love to also support you on your journey. So if you, like me, have come to realize that health is your true wealth, then I want to be your accountability partner to support you on that journey to health. So make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you share with me any comments or any ideas and support that you need to help you on that. And obviously share this video with somebody that you know that might just need that support on their health journey as well. Take care.